So this is a busted door handle off of a 2006 Hyundai Elantra. Here's the other piece. You can see how they are supposed to fit together, and then you gotta pull too hard and it breaks. And so you say, oh, I gotta replace this. So you go and you spend $10 because it's a piece of plastic and a spring, and you get the new one. And real quick, you get the door interior panel off. That's not too difficult. And then you pop a couple of things loose. You're going to pop this bolt loose. You're going to pop this bolt loose. This bolt right here also holds the key cylinder in. The key cylinder is here. And then you can see this little twisty here. The key cylinder rotates this way. It has a tab of metal on it right here that fits into this notch. So the key cylinder will rotate counterclockwise about 15 degrees, and then you pop it out. Okay, and then this guy here is what holds the actual door handle rod in place. And this guy, you've got a door handle rod that comes through here, and it comes this way. So at that point, you can try to pop it out, but it's a little hard, and you don't have to do it. You can get the handle out first. The thing about the handle is, you're going to find this out if you haven't already found it out already. There's a little bit of a trick to it. This catch here, okay, this catch here, you can see it, I guess, that it protrudes past the gasketing. So the sheet metal will sit in between this catch and the gasket. And then, if you turn it in profile, the sheet metal will also sit here. That means that this is basically a snap fit. You've got to get this up and over the piece of sheet metal that forms the door. And that is a pain. The way I did it is I grabbed my handy slotted screwdriver, and you just push it right here, and you crank, and then you push out from the inside at the same time. It's a pain because you're going to push really hard, and the whole car is going to lift with you, and you're operating inside of a fairly tight space. It will come out. And then getting the replacement in is the same thing. You've got to pry it up and push it in at the same time, because this little bit of plastic right here on the replacement is going to do the same thing. And so the top has to be inserted into the door first. So you're going to come in like this, right? And then you're going to get it most of the way in, and then you're going to take your screwdriver, and you're going to get it in between the sheet metal and push right up here. You only need to gain about a 32nd of an inch. You can see the little rod here. You just need to get it up a little bit, and this thing will clear. And then it'll snap in place and it won't move, which is really nice because it means it doesn't fall into the door. Once it's in, get this guy finger tight, loose. Give yourself as much wiggle inside this thing as you can. Then get the key cylinder in, because the key cylinder, remember, goes to this hole here. You got to get the key cylinder in. It's got to rotate clockwise into this little notch right here, right? You got to get it lined up with this, the hole inside the door, and the hole inside the key cylinder. You're going to push the bolt through. You're going to get it in so that it's not cross-threaded, and then you're going to crank everything down. You can bend the holes inside the door a little bit. You put your screwdriver on it. If something's cross-threading on you, you can kind of push the door metal maybe a little bit here and there. I had to do that on this one because it just kept cross-threading. I couldn't get it to stop cross-threading. Don't cross-thread this, because remember, this needs to be weather tight at the end, because this is going to be on the outside of your car, and all the water is going to come into the door if you don't get it weather tight. Once you've got it in, all right, now you can, you've you've got this guy in already, you can put the rod for the cylinder back in. You can put this rod back in, okay, and then check your door and make sure that your door, make sure that your new handle works, make sure your key works, and then once that's done, reassemble the door and go for it. But the hardest thing about getting this apart is this thing. This thing took me 40 minutes before I decided to screw it. I'm just going to put the tool on the outside of the car, and you can't see it when you're done. If you're careful, you're just going to slide it right in here, and it doesn't actually show up because you're pushing on the plastic, and you're not going to, you can touch the paint up. It's not, I didn't even scratch it, but if you do, I mean, you're going to scratch it with a scratch like this big, somewhere no one's ever going to see it. You can touch it up. So, okay, hope that's helpful.